The White House sending a major warning to Beijing. China will pay a heavy price if it helps Putin with Russia's invasion in Ukraine.
Should they provide military or other assistance that, of course, violates sanctions or supports the war effort, that there will be significant consequences. But in terms of what those specifics look like, we would coordinate with our partners and allies to make that determination.
Well, now China's pushing back. Today, a spokesman for China's foreign ministry denied that Moscow reached out to Beijing for military and economic aid. Instead, he accused the United States of maliciously spreading disinformation targeting China. He added that China's position on the Ukraine issue is consistent and clear. He says China has been playing a constructive part in promoting peace talks. This comes as U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met with a top Chinese diplomat today in Rome. CNBC senior White House correspondent Kayla Tausche has info on that. Kayla, how did that meeting go?
Well, Shep, a senior U.S. official described the 7-hour meeting, which was long planned, but it was described as intense due to the gravity of the moment and the deep concerns the U.S. harbors about possible Chinese involvement in Russia's war effort. As the lingering invasion exhausts Russia's resources, Moscow's requests, according to the Financial Times, included surface-to-air missiles, drones, and armored vehicles. The provision of munitions, equipment, or even food, if it happened, would create a dangerous axis in this war. The United States and NATO on one side defending Ukraine, China defending Russia on the other. The State Department today said any type of assistance from China would raise red flags.
Whether that's material support, whether that's economic support, whether that's financial support to Russia. We have communicated very clearly to Beijing that we won't stand by if we will not allow any country to compensate Russia for its losses.
The White House also warning Beijing not to bail out Russia. This week, Moscow will owe more than $100 million to foreign bondholders, but half of its cash reserves are frozen in currencies it can't touch. The Chinese yuan is one exception. Here's the Deputy Treasury Secretary Wally Adeyemo in an exclusive conversation with me today, suggesting Putin can't fund the war and pay his debts.
President Putin being put in a position where he has to make choices about where he's going to put his financial resources. They're in a position where they're going to have to make choices about what debts they pay going forward. And those choices will ultimately put him in a position where he has to make a decision about whether he continues the invasion or he stops that invasion.
That inflection point may soon be approaching. Shep?
Kayla, what are you hearing about a possible trip to Europe by the president?
Well, Shep, just this hour, I have learned from sources within the administration and also foreign officials that NATO leaders are currently discussing holding an extraordinary meeting for heads of state that would take place in Brussels late next week. It is expected that if this meeting were together, which officials caution is not yet final, that this would be a possible venue for President Biden to travel and attend. Though, as I note, those discussions are still ongoing, and we'll have more as it gets firmed up. Shep?
Kayla Tausche, thank you. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.